In a world where local legends are made, where college dreams take flight, and where the biggest names in sports collide, one man brings you the action, the insight, and the stories that matter. This is Sports Talk for Onslow County and beyond. You're locked in to Sports Talk with Chris Raynor, only on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rock!
Issue. If you can hear me in the background, we're working on it. All right, are we working now? Good morning, welcome to Sports Talk. I'm your host, Chris Raynor. Friday, what is the date today? You might know? Off the top of your head? July 18th, man. The summer is rolling by. Yeah, you're going to need that phone because we're going to have to do some scheduling stuff. I got Coach Rodney Beasley of the Swansboro Pirates with us today, head coach. Thank you for being with us.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
You got your hot weather gear on, your dry fit shirt, your bucket hat.
It's hot out there.
It's tough, man. And with us today also your offensive line coach, Raymond Weeks. Thanks for being with us, Coach Weeks.
Thank you for having me.
We're going to talk about a lot of Pirate stuff going on. Anything you want to let us know about fundraisers and stuff like that, we'll get into. Your practice schedule, scrimmage schedule. It's a lot going on. It seemed like summer just started and school just got out, graduation, and now here we are, less than a month from football season.
Yeah,
right at it.
It really ends.
Yeah, that's true. But you know what I'm talking about, as far as the fans and stuff, them coming out, it won't be long for they'll be right back out there.
Yeah.
We do want to thank our sponsors before we get started. National Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, the Jacksonville Ospreys, who have two doubleheaders tonight, have a doubleheader and tomorrow night, so make sure you get out and check them out. We'll talk about that more in our Ospreys report coming up. CNS Paint, Ron Choate and Victor Case. Golden Corral, Mr. Billy Sewell. Rock Creek Golf and Country Club. Jones Onzo EMC, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative. Jones LP Gas, located in Verona. Southern Touch Painting. Fountain Management, Miss Sandra Fountain. Onslow County Motor Company, Ben Beasley and the gang. Barnes Diamond Gallery. Lane Associates Family Dentistry, Doctors Tommy and Kim Morgan. Bartley Insurance Services, Bill Mercer. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning. And, of course, our segment sponsors. We have a racing report that's powered by Onslow County Motor Company, Ben Beasley and his crew. We also have our Jacksonville Osprey report, which we'll talk about the doubleheaders coming up. That's powered by Jason Humphrey and the gang at Down East Heating and Air Conditioning. We have special thanks to Billy Grissett and Helen's Kitchen for feeding our Sports Talk crew. You guys already had a Billy Bowl, didn't you?
I did.
They got here early today. They're good, weren't they? But there's more out there. We'll sample them again as we go along or after the show. Make sure you stay connected on all our outlets. We come to you so many different ways. Hollywood's got us hooked up with just about everything. YouTube, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, WSME Radio. Facebook, you can follow us at Freedom 97.1 WSME. You can listen online, of course, stream live, or catch up with podcasts at WSME971.com. And, of course, our studio hotline is 910-346-2248. Make sure you check it out. If you have any questions for the Pirates here, you can call that number. I'll give it to you one more time, 910-346-2248. And, of course, remember, more and more folks are discovering local radio and listening more. And more often, especially when stations like WSME offer compelling local content, great music, and engage the community like we do. That's what separates us from every other media delivery system out there. Radio works for the listeners, advertisers, and the community. So if you have an advertiser that would like to jump on WSME, we're local, man. I mean, this is as local as you get. We've drawn in somebody from the county. We're sitting here talking in the middle of a Friday morning. We're going to do, some ball games this year. We're going to do hopefully a scrimmage somewhere. So many different things we'll go out in different places and do. We always do the FCA, the big banquet they have. Have you been to that before?
Not here. I did when I was in Greensboro.
Yeah, they have them here. Did your team go to camp this year?
Yes, we did.
Okay. They're at they don't do it at Mount Olive anymore.
It's at North Carolina West.
Yeah, Weston. How was y'all's experience there?
It's always good. Ken Lavelle and them guys always put on a good setup for us out there, and it's it's a great team building experience these guys have, and you get to go out there and throw a little football in there. And a little worship, and it's always a good time. We enjoy it every year.
Was it only 7-on-7? They do some stuff for the linemen too, don't they?
Correct. They do it. They have a big man camp, is what they call it over there, and those guys get it in too. You can actually, there's oohs and ahs from the 7-on-7, but everybody's just peeking over there to see what the big boys are doing because it always gets loud.
Are they
and
actually
rowdy.
able to make contact?
No, they're with the pads and stuff, but that don't stop them from getting rowdy.
You can hit pads just as hard as you can hit a person.
That's what they tell me.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes I wouldn't want to be the coach standing on the other side of the pads.
Oh, no.
Now, you get that a lot, don't you?
Yes, sir.
The arm shield, and you kind of brace yourself because these boys have gotten big, haven't they?
Yes, sir.
Well, how's your line looking this year?
They're looking good. They're looking good. We got a good mix of senior linemen as well as sophomore and rising juniors coming up. So they're looking pretty good.
Well, good. You got any big studs on there? The big uglies they call them. And that's a compliment because they don't get a lot of credit a lot of times, but man, it's hard to go without a line.
Oh, it's won and lost in the trenches, guaranteed.
Now, who's your most experienced? You have a senior this year, you said?
We do. We have Spencer Humphreys. He's a senior lineman. We have Mr. Jaden Arana Jones. We call him Big Fresh. He's our
Is
anchor.
he tackle?
He's actually nose tackle, guard.
Tackle. Okay.
Yeah.
On the D line. Okay.
Well, he's a utility guy. He's going to go both ways for us.
So do you do O line and D line?
No, I do O line.
Just O line. Okay. Who's your big tackles you got this year?
We have Connor Mead. He's a great tackle. We also have Will Burrows. He's probably going to be a tackle for us this year. We've got a good mix of guys, and I'm excited about what's coming up.
And every play starts with the same guy, the center. Everybody talks about the quarterback touching the ball.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, the center probably touches it more. If he's a long snapper, he'll touch it more than the quarterback will. Who's your center this year? Or one of the ones you already said?
We've got a few that we're looking at.
Still rolling them in.
That's a fight. That's a fight part right now.
Now,
it's a good thing, though.
a lot of people don't realize, like you said, it goes on all summer now, other than the dead periods. Isn't there a dead period coming up?
Yeah, next week.
Next week.
It's our last one for the
And then
coaches clinic.
it's pretty much wide open after that, isn't
Yeah,
it?
we hit the ground rolling.
Okay. Coaches clinic in Greensboro again?
Yeah.
You always look forward to that little trip, don't you?
Monday through Thursday or Wednesday. Yeah, and it's kind of going home for me. That's where I spent most of my time after I got out of the military was in Greensboro.
That area.
Yeah.
Were you with any of the schools out there?
I worked at Prolific Park in Greensboro, which is Ricky's place, and I tagged along with all the schools
That's Ricky
out
Pro.
there.
You
Yeah.
did some work with him
Yeah.
when he was with the Panthers and did a lot of the training and the individual stuff with the players. That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, it was fun.
You still call any of those favors every now and then, or is it a whole different crowd now?
Well, the Panthers organization is a whole different crowd, but those guys that were there when we were there, they pick up the phone. I'd like to say, probably 40% of the time.
Really?
No, but they're good guys. They got a lot going on. A lot of those players have kids now, so they're reaching out and asking advice. So it's
Speaking
fun.
of that, how about that dream team, that middle school team a couple years ago?
Oh,
you know what
yeah.
I'm talking about? You had the coaches, and I don't think Luke had a kid. I don't think Luke has a child.
No, Luke
but
does
Luke
not.
Keekly was helping coach. Who were the other two? I know Jonathan Stewart.
I want to say
and
Musa
Greg
Muhammad
Olson.
was on there too. I think he was like a standing coach. He coached somewhere else, but he was helping Luke and those guys. But
Wasn't Olsen one of them?
Olsen
too?
was there. Yeah,
He had a kid playing, and Jonathan Stewart had a kid playing.
Correct, yeah.
So you're talking about a lot of people that showed up probably in a middle school game just to get an autograph or just to
Sure,
golf a
their
little
ticket
bit.
sales went up.
And it's so funny because I don't think the team did very well.
Yeah, well.
I mean, you got that. I don't remember that. I mean, who knows middle school? It's not like you can go on Carolina Preps or anything and see the middle school results. But from what I heard, it was it was a learning experience.
Yeah, for sure.
They didn't call up on you to get up there and help them coach a little bit.
No, they didn't call me for that one.
They might call John Fox out of retirement.
There
He
you
may
go.
still be coaching somewhere. I don't know.
I don't think so. I
don't think so, yeah.
I think he's on a golf course now.
I always liked John Fox. Now that was a little before
That
you,
was
wasn't
before
it?
me,
Yeah.
yeah.
You were there mostly with the Ron Rivera time.
Yeah, Rivera.
What do you think about? I like the new coach, Dave Canales.
Yeah.
I like him a lot. But the ones they went to right after Rivera, I'd have rather kept Rivera.
Yeah,
I think he just had a down year or two, and I mean, sometimes you got to look at the big picture. I mean, the NFL's up and down.
I agree. I think Steve Wilkes was a good one in there too.
Yeah.
Give him a little bit more time. He was doing really good.
Yeah, but he didn't get the head coaching job.
No, that's what I'm
He
saying.
should
They
have.
should've
Yeah,
let-
I agree with that.
That's my personal opinion now. But
I agree with that.
He
A
had
lot
the
of
locker,
Panthers fans agree with that.
He had the locker room.
Yeah, he should have been
that's huge.
the new head coach. He was the interim coach after Rivera left, and what did they win? 5 out of their last 6 or something
Yeah,
under him?
yeah.
And then didn't get the sniff to be the
No.
head coach. That's it. Don't get me started on David Tepper. And I know you got some ties there and probably can't say, but man, Jerry Richardson, so many people vilified him for some comments that were allegedly made. I don't know whether they were or not. Like, unlike all the people on Facebook, I weren't there.
Yeah.
There was a lot of people
Fair enough.
that thing, the way they talk about it, because they were there. They saw exactly what happened.
Apparently.
Yeah. Either way, though, the dude worked his butt off through the Hardys and Carl Juniors, made a money for himself, made a great corporation, business, whatever you want to call it, and brought the Panthers to the Carolinas. They wouldn't have come if it weren't for Jerry Richardson.
I agree.
And so many people forget that when they look at, he may have told this to that lady or something. Once again, I weren't there like they were.
I can only speak on my experience from what I know from him. He's a great man. He always treated me with respect, and he spoke to everybody in the building. So I can't speak to the other things. Wasn't there for that. Like you said, the people on Facebook, maybe they got the better insight. But
They were probably there,
Yeah,
I'm sure. But I never saw Jerry Richardson throw a beer at anybody.
no.
I never saw him snatch a guy's hat off his head because he was wearing an Eagles hat. You know the incidents I'm talking about.
I got you. Yep.
And honestly, I will say David Tepper's done a lot of great things for North Carolina.
Yeah.
The stuff they've done for Western North Carolina. I know we've hijacked the Pirates here, but you were with the Panthers for a minute, so I got a vent as a big fan, super
I'm still
fan.
a Panthers fan too.
Oh, I love it, man. I'd go every week if I weren't so far
Got a
away.
Buccaneers fan.
And if my
across the
wife
way.
hadn't booked me on a cruise, I'm gonna get to that in a minute. If my wife hadn't booked me on a cruise October 5th when the Dolphins are playing.
Oh.
I already had tickets for that one, but
Different Dolphins.
My wife and that cruise is more important than the Dolphins. Yeah. So you're a Bucks fan.
I am die-hard Buccaneers.
How long you been a Bucks fan?
For the better part of 20 years now.
So you weren't a Bucks fan when they had the orange and red uniforms.
Creamsicles, no.
Yeah, the creamsicles. Yeah, that's what they are.
No, Mike Allstott is my all-time favorite player.
Oh yeah. I remember seeing a thing on Facebook asking 4th and goal at the 1, games on the line, and it gave the list of players. And first of all, ain't none of them I would want to be standing in front of. Bo Jackson, Mike Allstott was probably one of the top ones.
That's a good
I
dude.
think him and Christian Okoye.
Oh, yeah.
Of those two, I ain't standing on them train tracks because that train's rolling. And both of them had the same look. Remember the big pads?
Oh yeah, with the
Nowadays, it looks like guys are wearing the Miami Vice jackets from the '80s with the little shoulder pads.
By the way, Canales is from the tree of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah, he is.
So,
He was their OC, wasn't he?
yeah, they're OC.
And then moved up here, and I hope he stays because I think this year they're getting ready to have a breakout year. And by breakout, I mean going from being a doormat to, I would say, I'm thinking somewhere a little over 500.
They should be good.
I think this year. And you know how the NFC South is. 500 may win it.
Yeah, you get you in there.
7-9 won it one year. Remember?
Yep.
And that was the Panthers, oddly enough. So let's jump back to Pirate Land. Okay. I can talk about my Panthers all day, but you guys, what's your practice schedule this week? Are you done for the week?
We no, we'll have one. I
I'm
gave
holding
him
you
off
up today, ain't
today.
I?
I gave him off today because we're in here, but we'll be back at it this afternoon.
Okay.
To get that afternoon session in. One more, before we go out there. We've made a lot of progress so far this summer.
Yeah.
A lot of new faces. The middle school, our feeder team at Swansboro Middle, has given us quite a few athletes, so we're excited to see that. Our JV team is looking really good. So they've made strides, jumps, and leaps so far. So we're excited to see, the end of this week.
Yeah.
Got to get muscle through this dead period, and then we'll get back at it.
Now, did either one of you guys play at Swansboro in high school?
I did not know.
Either one? Okay. I knew you were, I didn't think you did, but you don't, and you may have heard, as I'm sure, the high school used to be across the street.
Yeah, middle school.
That used to be the high school
That's
field.
crazy.
Man, I think I turned my ankle there one time my senior year in a gopher hold. 'Cause
Yeah.
that field was bad back in the day.
Yeah, they've done a lot of work over there.
Oh, they have,
Yeah.
and it's a lot better now. But hard to believe that was the high school, as small as it is.
I know, and we have a couple of coaches that were on staff before. Coach Crittenden, he did play at Swansboro, and he was telling me
probably
about that. Yeah.
about the same time we were there.
Yep.
Then, yeah. Is he like me in his mid-30s?
Yeah.
Either way, he hard to believe Swansboro was 1A just a few years ago.
Yeah.
Dixon and Topsail were 1A.
Really?
You know,
I didn't know
about
Topsail
10,
was.
15 years ago. And as this show goes on, I hard to believe I've been doing it 3 or 4 years now, but as the show goes on, I keep saying Dixon and Topsail were 1A 10 years ago. I got to start adding those extra years in. But probably about 15 years ago, those two schools were 1A. And look how much that place has exploded.
We're still growing.
If you go by the old standards, 3A and 4A, that makes a lot of people understand that a lot more. When you start saying 5A, 6A, 7A, everybody gets confused quick.
Correct.
But we're going to explain some of that coming up too, because you guys had an interesting roll through the realignment.
All that. Yeah, that was an interesting setup.
Tell us about that. You're 6A.
We are
Now,
6A.
Are you mid 6A, low 6A?
We
high
would be
6A?
low 6A. I think
Okay.
we're on the same boat as you would say, like White Oak's on the same boat.
Yeah.
We have about the same amount of student body as
Roughly
well.
the same.
I think White Oak's a little bit more than us. But yeah, so we're on the low end of that 6A, just barely over. I think 12 to 15 kids pushed us over the limit.
So realignment comes out, bam, they're putting you guys in with Jacksonville, Greenville, New Bern, who's 7A. What are the two 7A teams? There's New Bern and is it Conley?
I think Conley is.
I think
the
so,
other
yeah.
one.
And the rest of them are, 6A. And when I say 6A and 7A, that's 3A and 4A, basically.
Correct. From what we know, yeah.
If a lot of people remember when they subdivided for the state championships, that's essentially what it is,
Correct.
roughly. The only difference is now you're going to have 8 state champions in volleyball.
Yeah.
8 state champions in softball, baseball, all the sports. It won't just be football like they had for those few years there. And I think when the subdivision happened, they're like, all of a sudden we went from 4 gates to 8 gates.
Oh, yeah.
I like this. And I honestly thought when they did realignment, would you have been happy with 6?
6.
Like 6A and not do 8A? Or you think 8A was needed?
I mean, I do a lot of football work in like Texas and Florida and stuff too, and they've been in the 8A setup all the time. So I think,
but they're bigger.
correct.
schools
But
a
I
lot,
think
yeah.
if that's the end goal, you're going to get there anyway.
True.
Don't take this stopping point at 6 just to do it all over again in 3
true.
years from now. So if they were, I would have been happy with 6. Yeah, it doesn't really that doesn't really affect what we got going on,
Yeah.
whatever. But I think if your plan was to go to 8 anyway, why make that stopping at 6 and then
And
do
that's
it again?
thinking ahead. That's good because it's like Piney Green Road. When they made it 2 lanes with a turn lane, I'm like, go ahead and do it.
Yep.
Because you're going to be, and they had to redo it. Everybody knew 2 lanes with a turn lane weren't going to work.
Yeah.
1 lane each way. So it's very, they're actually thinking for the future. That's good.
Yeah, that's
the
what
only
I was
problem is in the eastern part of the state, you have such a big difference.
Correct.
Because you have some of these areas that are still pretty rural.
Yeah.
The western part of the state, a lot of those schools are getting big quick. How does you seen in the state championships, the West has killed us lately?
Yeah, I mean, well,
Is that because of the difference in dense populations, things
I
like
think
that?
so. They have more. There's more things in that pot for them to be there. We're here. You think we're spread out? Like travel here, and this is just me coming from in Greensboro. When I'm up there, travel is not that bad. You go like 5 minutes down the road, you're at another school.
Yeah.
10 minutes down the road, you're at another school.
You don't have to drive to Pasquotank to play a ball game.
Yeah. So here, on the eastern coast over here, you have to drive. I mean, like if I'm going to Topsail, it's a hike. If I'm going to
true.
North Brunswick, that's a hike. If I'm going all the way up to Greenville, that's a hike, right? So you got to factor in there. So that's really the main difference. I think there's not as much travel, those kids. And there's certain, I think Charlotte has open enrollment in certain areas too. Which
And you know
makes
how
a
that
big
works.
difference.
They all gang up and make a super team.
Correct.
For years, Independence was the top dog. I mean, they won, 6 years in a row, didn't lose a ball game.
Yeah.
And then, what is it? I always forget them now. Myers Park was big for a while. What's the one I'm trying to think of? Panther Run or something like that. There's several different
there's a couple.
schools there. Panther Creek,
Mallard
something like
Creek.
that. Mallard
Mallard
Creek,
Creek,
that's the
yeah.
one I was groping for there. Yeah, thank you. But anyway, realignment rolls out. You guys are lumped in with that conference, and I don't want to know who y'all's lobby is. Because if I ever need them, that's who I want because it had been tried before with the other schools and failed. Like I think White Oak even brought it up. They may have, I can't remember, but there was other schools that when it first happened, I know Jacksonville when it first came out, and it wasn't so much the size, it was having to go to Greenville to play.
Correct.
That's a long haul, man.
And that was-
How long is it from Swansboro to Greenville? 2 hours?
Yeah, roughly about 2 in a bus. We're talking probably 2.5 to 3, depending on, and that's it.
So for a varsity game on Friday night, y'all are leaving Thursday evening and
There you
staying
go.
over. Yeah.
Well, let's go ahead and get a hotel room.
Yeah, might as well. Same thing with White Oak, though. They're actually, a lot of people think, it seems like Swansborough's so much further out, but when you go get off of 24 and get out that way, White Oak's not much closer than you guys are.
No, it's not crazy. I mean, going
10
to the
minutes
other
or something.
schools is
Yeah.
crazy from us.
For
to
that
here.
direction,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's about 20 minutes to separate us from our school to theirs. But yeah, no, I mean, for us, realignment work came down to, there's a lot of misconception out there. We don't care who we're playing. Line it up, we'll go. And that goes for all sports at Swansboro, and I'm sure every high school feels that same way.
Yeah, we're going to roll through your schedule too here in a little
But
bit.
the bigger thing for us was that travel, getting coaches to commit to that, because that's a lot of travel. A lot of these guys are volunteer coaches, so that's hard to lock in. And then also just the amount of time the students would have missed of instructional time because we had to pull them early. And I'm just talking about football, but think basketball. Those guys are getting back the next day, for a basketball game and all that. So that's kind of what our principal took to the committee and said, hey, this is what we're looking at. And hey, kudos to them.
They presented a good argument. It was 16-0, wasn't it, the vote?
Yeah.
I see Hollywood reaching for the trigger.
Uh-oh.
That means we can take our first break. When we come back, we'll get more into your schedule.
Okay.
We'll have our racing report when we first come back. That'll be brief. They were at another road course. Anyway, whatever. But we'll talk more about our racing report, and then we'll get more into Swansboro Pirate football when we return on Sports Talk.
Hi, this is Rick Dees with information about how you can fill your weekend with non-stop hit music and, of course, take the weekly Top 40 Challenge. Just be here for the weekly Top 40. We want to fly you to a glamour weekend on either coast. You make the choice, New York or Hollywood. Bring your family or 3 of your friends, and we'll take care of the rest from the great people at Levi's. Plus, a surprise superstar is dropping in here live this weekend. The weekly Top 40. Let's meet here this weekend.
The weekly Top 40 A's edition, 6 to 10 Sunday nights on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where they love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Drs. Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
The best deal for the grill is at Jones LP Gas and Oil Company each Friday. Every Friday from 8 a.m. till closing at 5, Jones LP Gas and Oil Company will fill your 20-pound LP gas grill cylinder for only $11. You heard that right. Each Friday till closing, you can have your 20-pound LP gas cylinder filled for only $11 at Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 Wilmington Highway in heart of Verona. In addition to saving money on your LP gas for the grill, Jones Gas and Oil is your full-service gas and oil company serving residential, commercial, and agricultural gas and oil needs, as well as gas appliances, LP replacement, parts, fill cylinders, and tankless water heaters, and they offer a 10% military discount on installation. Remember to get that cylinder filled every Friday until closing for only $11. Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 the Old Wilmington Highway, Verona. Phone 910-346-6384.
If you're looking to purchase a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV without the high pressure, Onslow County Motor Company, 1639 Lejeune Boulevard, may be the dealership for you. At Onslow County Motor Company, they want to help you buy a car, truck, or SUV, not just sell you one. Buying a car, truck, or SUV should be enjoyable, and the folks at Onslow County Motor Company will do their best to make your car buying experience fun and relaxed. Check out their inventory online at ocmc.us or visit them at 1639 Lejeune Boulevard. All vehicles are hand-selected, and a standard warranty comes with most vehicles with extended warranties available, and Carfax is free. Stop by and visit Ben, Brandon, Travis, Terry, or Dave. They will gladly answer all your questions about a particular model. Financing? OCMC will finance most anybody. Great selection. Great people. Onslow County Motor Company, 1639 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, where customers send their friends. Call today, 910-355-7066.
Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing specializes in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting. In fact, they paint most anything except cars, including homes, businesses, apartment complexes, decks, and they do minor repairs, wood repairs, pressure washing, waterproofing, and more, including storm repair and cleanup. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing, fully licensed, insured, and locally owned and operated by Roger Carroll Jr. References available, and customer satisfaction is always guaranteed. So if you want to painted, maintained, power washed, or need a new roof, call Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, and Power Washing at 910-939-0749 or visit southerntouchpaintingnc.com. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing salutes our troops and is proud to be part of the continued growth of Onslow and surrounding counties. For 40 years now, people throughout Jacksonville and Onslow County have trusted Barnes Diamond Gallery for all their jewelry needs for every special occasion. They understand that every day is a special event for someone, whether celebrating a wedding, anniversary, birthday, engagement, or graduation. Let Barnes Diamond Gallery custom design something for you. Barnes Diamond Gallery does on-site repair in addition to their quality and selection of diamonds, diamond fashion bands, pendants, watches, earrings, gemstone rings, and necklaces for anyone for any occasion. Major credit cards accepted. Layaway available. Barnes Diamond Gallery offers appraisals and paid top market prices for gold and silver. Barnes Diamond Gallery, 461 Western Boulevard, Suite 120, Jacksonville, open 9:30 to 5:30, Monday through Friday.
Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer lets you easily compare direct rates from different insurance companies, so you can be confident you're getting the right one, even if it's not with Progressive. Way more confident than you were when you bought that TV in the parking lot. It just happened to not come in a box or include a remote. And when you finally managed to turn it on, all it displayed was the menu of Grumpy's Tacos. So use Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer and be confident you're getting insurance that's right for you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
So the kids' back-to-school lists were extra long.
Extra long sounds extra expensive.
Staples had everything at amazing prices.
Suspiciously amazing if you ask me.
Some items were just 25 cents. Plus, as an Easy Rewards member, I got 30% back in points on my kids' school supplies.
Jumpin' Jellyfish. Your back-to-school budget saved by Staples Easy Button. Staples.
That was easy.
In-store, online, and on the app. In 719. Exclusions apply. Single use per week up to $60 in points. See app for details.
You're locked into Sports Talk with Chris Raynor, only on Freedom 97.1, WSME.
Hey, welcome back to Sports Talk. I'm your host, Chris Raynor. Got the Pirates with us today. Got Rodney Beasley and Raymond Weeks with us today. We're going to get back to more Pirate football here in a minute. It won't be long till football starts, but right now we're hot in the middle of NASCAR season. And I say hot because, man, they got some smoking tracks right now they're racing at. Sandwiched in between, they had 2 races at Pocono and Atlanta, 2 normal NASCAR tracks. But on the outside of that, a big Oreo, they had some road courses. Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez was the name of the track. Never heard of that one. Wow. Down in Mexico, they race a road course. Then the last 2 weeks has been a road course at the Charlotte Street Race where they actually block off a lot of the street in Charlotte and race through the streets. That's kind of cool, but not on 4th of July weekend. That's Daytona they should have done. But anyway, I digress. This past weekend at Sonoma was another road course. When 3 of your last 5 winners in NASCAR is Shane Van Gisbergen, then you have an issue. You need to get back to your roots. This is probably some dude from Finland or something that's rolled in here, a road course specialist, and it's just not NASCAR. I mean, it is what it is, but they're getting back to it because this week, this coming weekend, Dover Speedway, it's a mile track. They call it the Monster Mile up in Dover because it's concrete. It was one of the first tracks to go to being all concrete. And so it's a pretty tough challenge to race up there. They got one of the coolest logos, too. I'll show it to you on one of the breaks, and I'll put it on our Facebook page. It's this big rock guy like the guy from the Fabulous Four or the Fantastic Four. Yeah, it looks a lot like that. That's their logo out front, a huge statue. So the Monster Mile will be this weekend at Dover. Like I said, Shane Van Gisbergen has won the last 2 races, Chicago and Sonoma. I doubt Shane. I would be willing to put good money. Shane will not win at Dover this weekend. Looking at the point standings, William Byron is actually. Let me give you the results from that race. Everybody, let's see if we had a regular driver up there. Chase Briscoe, who's one of the normal drivers there, was number 2, and Chase Elliott number 3. Michael McDowell finished 4th, and Christopher Bell finished 5th. So a lot of the regular drivers were up there. It's just Van Gisbergen is the road course specialist, so he kind of is ruling the roost as long as they're at the road courses. Looking at the point standings, William Byron has pretty much led cover to cover so far, but he's only 14 points ahead of Chase Elliott, so they're closing the gap a little. Kyle Larson. All three of those are in Chevrolets. Kyle Larson is third. Tyler Riddick in a Toyota, which still sounds funny to me to say NASCAR and Toyota. Denny Hamlin, Christopher Bell, and the first Ford is number 7 at Ryan Blaney. So the way they do their stuff, they're coming up on the playoffs, actually. That is one thing I do like that they've done is gone to more of a playoff type system. I don't like the way they do it where they eliminate drivers that could possibly still win the championship. So you may have just a bad race and you're out of it. But they're still tweaking it, so maybe they'll get it right here shortly. If they want to get it back right, get the cars off the showroom, make a few modifications. Obviously, you got to put the roll cages in them and the bigger motors. Because, I mean, how many Toyota Camrys have you seen that can run 200 miles an hour, Put them, closer to what the body style is. I would love to see that. You said you used to watch some NASCAR back in the days. You could look at a car and tell it was a Monte Carlo.
Oh, yeah, correct.
You could tell it was a Ford Thunderbird. They just, that look. They had the normal look. Now they pretty much got a unibody, and they put some stickers on the front to make it look more like the car. But hopefully they'll get more back to that because I think there's been a resurgence lately. I don't know if you heard, but North Wilkesboro has been added back. They do that track was dead. If you ever went to Boone to the mountains, it was that track on the side with the trees growing out of the stands. Earnhardt Jr. went there and some others, and they totally redid it, got it to where it's. They do it now for the All-Star race. Okay. So it's not a points race, but it's the All-Star race. A big doing though. So that was nice of them to do that and got it back to the roots. As you talked about on the break, Rockingham. Yeah. That was a track you went to a lot as a kid, right?
Yeah,
or younger,
a lot of core memories there as a
kid.
Yeah.
They've got it back now as a Busch, secondary series race and truck race. It's not the Busch series anymore. And so hopefully they'll get a cup race back at Rockingham. You got Charlotte. And this is my last dig here, and then I'll leave it alone. I talk about this stuff every week, but you guys aren't here, so it's new guests I can vent to. They made the fall race at Charlotte a road course. Charlotte Motor Speedway, the hub of NASCAR, the big track for NASCAR. I mean, that's where where NASCAR's centered out of, is Charlotte. Yep. And it's called a roval. You go about probably 2/3 of the way around the track, and then they've got a road course that spiders off of that. So it's a little different, but just go in circles, man. And NASCAR drivers, all they got to do is turn left, They don't need, if they're turning right, they're wrecking, So thank you to Onslow County Motor Company, Ben Beasley and the gang for sponsoring our racing report. We'll have it each week. A regular track this week, Dover, so we'll have a little better report next week. So let's jump back into start jumping into your schedule a little bit. Yeah. We've got a little time before our break, so let's start with your scrimmage schedule. What are the first days you guys can scrimmage?
I want to say that first day is the 8th, I believe, August 8th.
Okay. Yeah. Who y'all got for that?
Right now, barring anything kind of crazy changes, we have Rosewood. We linked up with them at FCA camp, and me and their head coach talked.
They're coming from a ways.
Yeah.
Other side of Goldsboro.
But, with the realignment and everything, all that went through, there was teams reaching out. We had some stuff worked out, didn't work out, so we agreed to scrimmage each other. And then we just had to move it because Coach Garvey's got some stuff going on, but we're scrimmaging Southwest as well.
Later in that next week.
Yeah, I think it's on the 14th.
Will it be Thursday or a Friday?
I think it's a Thursday.
Yeah. I think most of them are trying to do it earlier in the week because you got a big period there this year. Normally, you're dead on schedule trying to get in scrimmages before the first game.
Correct.
But man, first game ain't till August 22nd.
Yeah, we got a little.
It's a little different this year. And that gives you, say you scrimmage on Thursday, will you probably not practice Friday or probably have a practice Friday?
We'll do some review and go.
Yeah, and that gives you that time to get that out of the way before Monday kicks in. Your first week of school type practice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You'll probably do most teams transition to afternoon practices to kind of get it ready for when they go back to school?
I mean, I don't know what the general conception is around here, but when Greensboro and everything were over there, we would go through tryouts. So once your tryout day ends, you usually start transitioning over to the afternoon practice time, like it would be at school, just to get the kids ready because we have a game before they go back to school. So
is it just one this year?
Yeah, just one game before
school. Some years it's two.
Yeah.
I see them start as early as the 15th, 16th.
Yeah, which is
first
crazy.
Game. Yeah. And so first official practice is not August 1st this year. It's like July
30th.
Yeah, so you get 2 days in before the first. And man, back in the old days, I'm an old guy, but back in the old days, we just showed up August 1st. That was it.
Yeah.
You didn't do the summer stuff because everybody was working.
I was tryouts.
I mean, either working in a tobacco field or you were painting or doing something, But yeah, that was it. Now, do you have some that still just show up August 1st?
Well, we're in a military town, so not by choice, but yeah, there's some that show up August 1st. We do have, there's families out there that their kids need to work during the summer to help make ends meet, and we obviously know that and respect that. So we'll have some that do that, but for the most part, we've had really good turnout over the summer.
Well, it looks like you already have your 10 games, right?
Yeah, we have 10 games.
Yeah, because some of them are still scrounging to try and get a 10th. Yeah. I know Southwest is, and Jacksonville was, but they may have got their 10th
Jacksonville
game.
got squared away.
Yeah, somebody said they thought they had their 10th game. Now, are you on Max Preps there?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to show you a wonderful site right here. It's called Carolina Preps.
Yeah.
And the beauty of it is, like, you can go here to your schedule, tap on South Columbus, and see their schedule. And it goes right back to it. You know what I mean? It's so user-friendly.
That's the site where you can see, like, the stadiums and all that.
The stadiums, they've got the thing called the Stadium Project. Chris Hughes I know him pretty well, and he's gone in and took pictures of every stadium except Lejeune.
He needs an in.
Well, he was in the military too, but you know how it is out there. They don't want you taking pictures of nothing. It's bleachers. So if I ever go to a game out there one night, I'm gonna try and snap you some pictures. Get there early and take pictures.
You're not getting on base now.
Oh, that's true. And that was one of the reasons. Oddly enough, the week 2 game with Southwest and Lejeune, that's why it was canceled, because it's such a difficult thing to get fans out there. It's a tough thing. You got to balance security. I understand that, but you got to come up with something that makes fans where they can get to see their kids play. Unless there's some deep issue. Now, if your dad happens to be a member of Al Qaeda, he's gonna have to stay at the gate. He ain't coming in. But if it's just one little something there that it's just tough to do. You know what I'm talking about. Man, Swansboro opened in 1930.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's been there.
That's what that's what I like about this site too, is it has pretty much everything.
History.
Has your conference. What will the conference be called? Is it still
it's still Coastal, but I think now it's Coastal 5A, 6A.
Right.
So it's a split conference.
Now you do have, is Northside in your conference now?
Yeah.
Okay, so Northside came in. Who left?
White Oak. Yeah, White Oak left.
Are they the only one that left?
Yep.
All right, tell us the conference real quick.
So
you got on top of your head.
Yeah. No, it's us, Richlands, Dixon, Havelock, Northside, and who am I leaving now? Croatan.
So Havelock was a new arrival too.
Havelock and Northside.
So you had 2 come in and 1 leave, basically. So are you a 7-team conference now?
Yeah, they kind of flipped us we're, with the exception of White Oak,
West Carteret too.
Havelock and West Carteret's still in. That's the one I was missing. But Havelock and Northside came in, and then it was us and White Oak that were switched over to that conference that they're in now.
Okay.
Before the
Gotcha.
realignment.
So you're still 7 teams, or are you 6 teams?
We're 7.
7, yeah. 7. Now that's the only thing I don't like about 7, which last year it was 6, right?
Yes.
So you had to schedule 5 non-conference games.
Well, we had to play White Oak twice.
Yeah, that's right. So you're less than that now. You only schedule 4 non-conference, but with 7 teams, you have a bye during the schedule.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I mean, who's the unlucky one that got the bye the last week?
Ooh,
Do you know? It's not you guys.
No,
though,
it's
is
not
it?
us. Not us.
So let's start rolling through your schedule.
Okay.
I think it should match up with the one I got here. Right out the gate, the Stallions, but different Stallions, South Columbus.
South Columbus.
Are you guys going there? Or are they coming here?
They're coming to us this year.
Oh, you got a good home schedule. You got 6 out of the 10 at home.
It's our home schedule this year.
And then next year it'll flip to.
Yes.
Are you pretty much on these contracts for 2 years now?
Correct. Yeah.
So next year you'll be pretty much flip flop. So you got South Columbus coming. Always a strong team. Tabor City. They're probably one of the best teams in this part of the state, in the southeast part, that does not won a state championship. Okay. I don't think they ever have.
No, not to my.
Okay.
Well, my little dig in there, I didn't see one, but
I didn't think so, because years ago they had Joey Price there as their coach. Just a great program, and they're just one of those teams that never could break through. The years they had the great teams, they were playing against the Clintons and the Southwest teams that were really good back then, and some other issues. Oh, time to take another break. We'll come back. We're going to do our Osprey report real quick, and then we'll get more into your schedule as we go along. Be right back on Sports Talk.
WSME.
Pro Image Promotional Solutions in Jacksonville. A one-stop for your custom tees, sweats, hooded sweats, caps, and outerwear. Pro Image will design uniquely for you. Pro Image will do screen prints, digitize, and embroider right on site at their location in Jacksonville at 51 Plaza Drive B, just behind the Pizza Hut on Gum Branch Road. Pro Image Promotional Solutions, specializing in helping schools, businesses, church groups, civic organizations, and recreation sports teams with uniforms and their team gear. See Mark Houston for ideas on how to make your personal business wear look professional and appealing. For more information, visit proimagenc.com. That's proimagenc.com or call 910-347-0004. Again, that's 910-347-0004. Pro Image Promotional Solutions, just behind the Pizza Hut on Gum Branch Road, Jacksonville.
Hello, this is Bill Mercer of Bartley Insurance Services. If you are on group health coverage and thinking about retiring soon or turning 65 this year, I will be glad to meet with you to discuss your options. This transition can be intimidating to anyone, so it is important to have someone to make you comfortable and answer your questions and ease your mind. That is what I promise to provide, and there is no charge for the consultation. I simply want to be your agent. If you are considering the cost of possible future facility care or in-home care and think you've waited too long, I would like to meet with you because you have options that will pleasantly surprise you. At Bartley Insurance Services, we dedicate ourselves to providing you with best-in-class advice, and we promise to treat you with the dignity and respect you deserve. We provide a wide array of insurance. We want to be your agent, so please call Bill or Drew Mercer today at 910-346-2170 to schedule this important conversation. You'll be glad you did. You have my word. Thank you.
Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local Carrier indoor weather team, serving all of your heating and air conditioning needs since 1967. Now offers residential and commercial duct and dryer vent cleaning, and now offers residential and commercial plumbing service. In case of a power outage due to a storm or for any reason, be prepared with a Generac generator for your home or business. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning has Generac generators in stock, ready to install today. Remember, better breathing comes with cleaner air. Let Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning improve the air quality in your home or business with professional air duct cleaning. As always, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning is available 24/7 for all your heating, cooling, and plumbing emergency needs. Turn to the Carrier experts, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, with locations in Jacksonville and Hampstead. Visit online, humphreyheating.com, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram, Humphrey Heating and Carrier. Turn to the experts.
When it comes to paint and painting supplies, whether a contractor or homeowner, since 1957, people have depended on C&S Paint for all their paint, painting supplies, and accessories, as well as providing expert knowledge in helping with a particular paint project. C&S Paint, with locations in Jacksonville, 6 Doris Avenue, 504 Cedar Point Boulevard, Cedar Point, and 105 Wayne Drive in Morehead City, C&S Paint is close and convenient to cover the Crystal Coast with quality Pittsburgh paint for any project, residential or commercial. Color is often the first impression of a home or community. Pittsburgh Paint's team of designers, experienced in both new home construction and residential repaint, have compiled over 2,000 color schemes to provide you with a selection that appeals to homeowners. A beautiful and lasting paint job starts with quality Pittsburgh paint. For more information, phone 910-455-0210 or visit C&S Paint, 6 Doris Avenue, Jacksonville, 504 Cedar Point Boulevard, Cedar Point, and 105 Wayne Drive in Morehead City, or online, cspaintcenter.com. C&S Paint, Jacksonville's premier paint store since 1957.
Bodacious is the rush of adrenaline you feel the moment you leave the pavement. Bodacious is rolling up to the cookout with mud on your fenders. Bodacious is a sun-baked, fun-packed summer in a new Ram or Jeep from National Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Get yours during the Make This the Summer event.
Visit National Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Highway 17 in Jacksonville.
It's a national thing. Go National!
It's Sports Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Got a beat up glove, a homemade bat, and a brand new pair of shoes. You know, I think it's time to give this game a ride. Oh, put me in cold. I'm ready to play today. Put me in cold.
Hey, welcome back to Sports Talk. I'm your host, Chris Raynor. Friday, July 18th, which means it's Osprey report time, and also means there's a doubleheader tonight. Ospreys had several games rained out earlier in the year, and they're trying to make them up here at the end of the year because Ospreys were cruising up 4 games in the standings, and it didn't look like these games would be necessary. But they've been on a little bit of a swoon this week. Lost 3 or 4 in a row, and all of a sudden, there they are. Fighting for the still in first place, but got to win some games to finish it out. So tonight's game is actually host family appreciation night, and I don't know if you know how it works with the these wood bat leagues, but there are host families that take these kids in for 2 months and let them live in their home, and it's cool because say you got a son, you can have a son that has future major leaguer playing there. You never know.
You never know.
What if, say, Freddie Freeman, was in one of these things, and all of a sudden, when he gets big time, he was in your house, and you get tickets, and you got that connection.
That's the hope, right?
So a lot of these kids, eventually end up doing, at least minor league contracts. It's pretty cool. But it's the host family appreciation night, and do you know what the Ospreys' alter ego is?
Oh no.
You know how most of them like the Fayetteville Woodpeckers, they'll call them the Peckers. When it was the Downies Wood Ducks, they were the Woodies. We're the Silly Gooses. Not my favorite because a silly goose doesn't strike fear in the heart of your opponents, but it's good for the kids. The kids love that Silly Goose mascot,
That's
and obviously, Onslow County is the goose capital of the world. Drive down Western Boulevard if you don't believe it. They got a sign, DOT-approved sign that says Goose Crossing. So, and they need it because they're everywhere. They're not good on a golf course. So tonight, the Oak Island Loggerheads game will start at 5. The first game, they'll play 2 7-inning games, and then the second game usually starts around 7:30 or so, I would think. So 2 doubleheader tonight, then doubleheader tomorrow night. And tomorrow night is host family appreciation night tonight, a great thing. But tomorrow night jumped out at me real quick. Dollar beer night. It's the end of the concession season. Time to move some of the stock. And they're the 16 ounces too, so dollar beer night could get interesting. The crowd could be a lot more lively, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
Tomorrow night they'll be playing the Laurinburg Highland Hooligans. I don't know who comes up with these names. Highland Hooligans. That'll be a doubleheader also. Same thing. Start at 5 tomorrow. And unfortunately, they picked the 2 hottest days possibly of the year, humidity-wise and heat index-wise, to have doubleheaders. So. I'm gonna wear my cool feeling shirts. I'm gonna go out there with about as little on as I can wear, which I know that's a lovely mental picture there, but I'll be dressed cool tonight and tomorrow night. And so make sure you check out your Ospreys. Right now in the standings, they're tied for first place in the Coastal Division, but the Coastal Division, it has the Brunswick County team, the Charlotte team, it has the Oak Island team. Those are coastal, but then you go as far inland as Pinehurst. Really? That's the something bogies, the whatever bogies, and the Highland Hooligans. They're in it, and you got the Hope Mills Rockfish. So those are pretty far. That's a lot of traveling for these teams like that. Unfortunately, Newbern, which is the closest team to Jacksonville, is not in their division this year. They're in the tide order, more of that way up there. So I can imagine when you're talking about Newbern to Tarboro, and there's actually a team on the Outer Banks that they play. So, yeah, they got a little travel, too. I wonder if they get to take the ferry when they go up there.
Yeah.
I would. If I was the bus driver, I'd want to sleep. So the ferry is always a good option. But thank you to Downey's Heating and Air Conditioning for sponsoring our Osprey Report. Make sure you check out the Ospreys. You got 4 games in 2 days, so it's a good time to check them out. Doubleheader starting tonight at 5, second game around 7:30. Tomorrow night, same thing, Saturday night, 5 and around 7:30. So check out your Ospreys, support them. They need these wins to get in the playoffs and to win the division. And thank you again to Downey's Heating and Air Conditioning and Jason Humphrey in the game for sponsoring it. What? Is it stuck? Oh, is it time to break already? We'll take our last break. When we come back, we'll do our This Day in Sports History and then nothing but Pirate football the rest of the way. We'll be right back.
Coming up on the next Goddard's Gold, it's the women of Motown. The Marvelettes, Mary Wells, Brenda Holloway, Martha and the Vandellas, Diana Ross solo and with the Supremes, Kim Weston, Tammy Terrell, Gladys Knight and the Pips. So many songs and stories. We'll get to them all. Women of Motown, next Gold. Saturdays at 11 a.m. here on Freedom 97.1 and 1120 a.m. WSME.
Goddard's Gold.
Attention property owners, are you fed up with bad tenants, under market rents, and late payments? At Fountain Management, we provide unrivaled levels of expertise and all the tools and services you need to make owning a rental property easy and profitable. Are you ready to talk about taking the management of your real estate investment to the next level? Well, contact us today. Fountain Management, 910-455-1609. We will make owning your rental property simple and rewarding.
Golden Corral, the only one for everyone, featuring their famous buffet with all-you-can-eat baby back ribs and chicken tenders served nightly and all day Sunday. Choose from one of 20 selections on the dessert bar and bakery, including chocolate, carrot cake, chocolate pie, apple pie, and our famous banana pudding. Remember, breakfast served every day at 7:30 a.m. with brunch at 10 a.m. Dinner with carved meats at 4 p.m. Senior Early Bird Buffet with a beverage starts daily at 1 p.m. For catering opportunities, call 910-455-3773 or visit goldencorral.com. Golden Corral voted the #1 buffet for 10 years in the 2024 Best of the Best by the Jacksonville Daily News. Dine in, take out, drive-through, and delivery available.
Hey, it's Rick Dees reminding you that Jacksonville's and Greenville's Golden Corral is the only one for everyone. Golden Corral is #1.
Down East Heating and Air Conditioning, a family tradition of quality since 1986.
Hey, did you hear? Daikin, the #1 air conditioner manufacturer in the world, has teamed up with Down East Heating and Air Conditioning.
Down East Heating and Air Conditioning, a family tradition of quality since 1986. DownEastHeating.com.
Down East and Daikin? Now that's a cool combination. Let Down East put its award-winning team to work for you. One-day install on heating and air system changeouts and no cooking on install day. Dinner is on us.
Down East Heating and Air Conditioning, a family tradition of quality since 1986. DownEastHeating.com.
Mohawk All Pet Protection and Warranty is the only carpet protection and warranty for all pets, all accidents, all the time. Because your pets are family members too. No matter how you live, we've got you covered. Soft, luxurious, smart strand forever clean carpet. Gorgeous, durable, solid tech luxury vinyl tile. Mohawk has the ultimate floor for every room in your home that's suitable for all pets. For details, contact Watkins Floor Covering online at watkinsnewfloor.com. Watkins Floor Covering, thanking you for voting them the best of the best for 2024 in the flooring covering and carpet cleaning category. Watkins Floor Covering. They're more than just floors. It's custom showers, custom tubs, carpet cleaning, backsplashes, bathrooms, commercial, retail, and home flooring too. Watkins Floor Covering. Family owned and operated since 1997. With locations in Jacksonville and Surf City. Watkins Floor Covering. You stand on it, we stand behind it. Rock Creek Golf and Country Club invites you to tee it up with them. Test your putting skill on the brand new greens at Rock Creek. Monday through Thursday, play for only $32. On Fridays, play for $37. And all military and seniors pay $35. On Saturday and Sunday, play for $44. And seniors and military pay $42. And now, Ladies' Day is every Wednesday, and the cost is only $28. All prices include cart and green fee. And all eagles, birdies, pars, bogeys, double bogeys, and others are free. Pro Rick Morton invites you to call anytime, 910-324-5151, 910-324-5151 for a tee time. Memberships available.
Why not relax and take it easy? From our 24/7 phone system to self-service payment kiosks, online member portal, mobile app, and pay where you shop options, paying your bill is easy. Save your gas. Take the easy path to convenience. See all the hassle-free ways to pay and manage your account today at joemc.com/easy.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville. Freedom 97.1, WSME.
Hey, welcome back to Sports Talk. I'm your host, Chris Raynor, about to jump into this day in sports history. Before we do, we obviously have the Open going on. The British people call theirs the Open. It's not the British Open. It's the Open. They call the guy that wins it the champion golfer of the year. That's a little, a little over the top there. I mean, the U.S. Open, I think that's the champion golfer too, and it's the U.S. Open. It's not. We don't call it the Open. But anyway, that's where golf was invented, so I guess that's why they have all that over there. They're in Ireland this week at Portrush, Northern Ireland. So earlier this morning you had an American whose last name is English. So you had an American named English from Georgia leading the British Open in Ireland. So a lot of kooky stuff going on there. Right now you have another American they're leading at 8 under. I think it's Brian Harmon, B. Harmon, whatever that is. Unfortunately, it doesn't give you the names over here. I wish it would because that'd make it a lot easier. Yeah, Brian Harmon, if you tap on it. He's leading a dude from China, H. Lai Hatong Li. He's not from around here. I'm guessing there. So 8 under is the lead right now, 7 under second place. English has dropped back to 5. I don't know if you guys know of a golfer named Bryson DeChambeau. You ever heard of him? He's the guy that he's just a little different. They call him the mad scientist because he can he has a different approach looking at the way he swings. Everything's just a little different. But, man, he stunk it up yesterday, 7 over. Oof. And came out today so far he's 6 under. So he's right back in the thick of things. That just shows you golf, all it takes is one bad day and one good day. Now, you guys play golf any?
I do, yeah.
Yeah, it's maddening, isn't it?
Yeah. It's relaxing.
Yeah, okay.
Especially when you're doing it in the midday with a foursome and a few beverages in your hand.
And it seems like the slowest foursome in the world is the one right in front of you.
Always.
All the time.
Always.
Man. So, you know how golf is. You're grinding along. You're having not a good day. You're like, man, do I really want to ever come back to this thing again? Then what happens on the 18th hole?
Yeah, that best shot.
You get a birdie or something, and then you're hooked again.
Yeah.
It's evil, man. And there's a lot of good days out there too, but there's some interesting days, and it's a good challenge. It's good exercise. Even if you're riding this time of year, you're probably losing 20 pounds riding in a golf cart. I can't imagine walking right now. It would be tough. But British Open still going on the next couple of days. 2 Americans up there in the top 5, so hopefully one of them will win. I'm always pulling for the guy from our side of the pond there. Now let's jump into this day in sports history. This is all this stuff happened on July 18th at some time or another. I'll start, and then Coach will go around. Are you helping us out, Hollywood, or you just want to do us 3? It's your call.
You guys can do it.
We
today.
got it.
You're rocking. Go ahead.
All right, I'll start us off. In 1921, Babe Ruth achieves 139 home runs with a Major League Baseball record 575 feet hit to become the all-time. Okay, it was his 139th home run, but 575 feet. That's a long way. That's even by today's standard. That's a long home run.
Yeah.
To become the all-time home run hitter in Major League history, taking the title from Roger Connor at the time. 1921, that was a long time ago. All right, you're up, Coach, 1927.
All right, 1927, Ty Cobb's 4,000th MLB career hit.
You get an easy one. I get that tongue twister, and you get the easy one. 4,000 hits is a lot of hits. You guys watch much baseball? Not huge fans.
Yeah.
But you know some of the records that are standing now will probably never be broken.
Yeah.
Nolan Ryan's 5,000 plus strikeouts. Pitchers don't even pitch like they used to, so I don't see that one getting broken.
I was going to say, they just don't have the opportunity.
Yeah.
All right, so.
I just don't see it happening like it used to. All right, you got 1951.
1951, Jersey Joe Walcott KOs. What was that? Zard Charles in the 7th round, becoming at age 37 the then oldest world heavyweight champion at a Forbes Field in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Man, they had that thing outside back then. That was the deal. Remember, used to some of the boxing matches would be outside, like the Thrilla in Manila and all that. They're out there in the middle of the open and at 109 degrees trying to hit each other. Already sweating bad enough as it is. Now that's one of the great names though, Jersey Joe Walcott.
Jersey Joe.
Patrick. Not Patrick Bird. Jonathan Bird, the coach at White. He's a big poker guy. Yeah, I was talking with him. I said,
he came back from Vegas.
Yeah, he did. He did really well in that tournament. We had him on the show last week. I was told him, my dad always told me, never play poker with a guy that's got a name of a city or a state in his name. Like Jersey Joe, I would be playing poker with him. Probably wouldn't get in the ring with him either. All right, in 1969, Joe Namath agrees to sell interest in Bachelor's 3 to stay in the NFL. I don't know what Bachelor's 3 is, do y'all?
It's a TV show, ain't it?
Was it? So it was a show that he was going to be on, and he had
I don't know. No, not in 1969. I'm pretty sure it's not a TV show.
Not The Bachelor, yeah. It must have been some company or something that was conflicting, I guess, back then. Back then, players were different. They weren't multi-millionaires with all their fingers and everything. They were just football players, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if y'all watched the ESPYs this past week, but they had a feature on there about Oscar Robertson, about how he turned a lot of the contracts. You know, basically the players were like owned by the team, and you couldn't bargain with any other team. You didn't have free agency. And so he did a big thing for the players, which now free agency is basically in college football now.
Yeah.
So, you know, once you open up that can of worms, it's going to trickle down everywhere.
You can never close it.
I'm going to say it. Sometimes you have free agency in high school football. Not paid free agency, but you know, if they say I don't want to play here no more. Next thing you know, they're Wallace Rose Hill or something. You know,
but isn't that the way of the world? Like they see the transfer portal, they know how that works at the next level. So it's just a way of the.
It is.
Unfortunately,
it seems like unfortunately with the transfer portal though, it's opened it up to. I didn't have a good season. I'm going somewhere else.
Correct.
That type thing.
Correct.
And there's some situations where it is beneficial, but a lot of them. Who was the one kid that? Went in the transfer portal, and if he'd have stayed where he was, he'd have made more NIL than the other one.
Tennessee quarterback?
Yeah. That's
Tennessee
him.
yeah.
Funny last name or something. Yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah, I know exactly. That's exactly what you're talking about. So I had that one. You got the next one, Coach.
All right, 1970, San Francisco Giants outfielder Willie Mays becomes 10th baseball player to get 3,000 hits.
The Say Hey Kid, one of the all-time greats right there, buddy.
Yes, sir.
You're talking about tongue twisters. I got this one right here.
You got a long one, yeah.
In 1975, jury can't decide on the trial of Dave Forbes of the Boston Bruins. He was the first athlete indicted for excessive violence during a play. Criminal charges are not pursued, and a $1 million settlement is reached with injured Minnesota North Star Henry. What's that, Bocha?
Looks like it. So he went to trial for some of his hits on the hockey. Now, hockey's brutal.
Yeah.
Some of them can be pretty bad. They can, you know, it's like It's like the old Jack Tatum stuff he used to do with the Oakland Raiders. If anybody was ever going to be charged, it should have been Jack Tatum, probably. Man, he had some hits that
I do wonder how they do that
cripple
now.
people. I don't know.
They still fight.
They do, but it's like the guy that what was his name? The one that ripped Mason Rudolph's helmet off and then tried to hit him with the helmet.
Miles Garrett. It was Miles Garrett,
that
right?
takes
Miles
it to a different level. It's like if you get hit in baseball, you don't come to the mound with the bat. You know, there's certain things you just don't do, and that was one of them. You don't swing at a guy's head with his own helmet. I mean, no matter how much Mason Rudolph is annoying, you can't kill him with his own helmet. You had that one. Okay, 1976, Nadia Comaneci, at 14 years old, becomes the first gymnast in Olympic Games history to achieve a perfect 10 score, doing so 7 times at the Montreal Games. So you got this little 14-year-old out there just killing it. 7, they never had a perfect 10 score, and she did it 7 times in the same Olympics. That's pretty stout right there. All right, Coach.
All right, 1982, British Open men's golf, Royal Troon, American Tom Watson wins his 4th Open championship, 1 stroke clear of Peter.
Good luck with that one. Yeah.
Oosterhuis.
We'll go with that.
And Nick Price.
And it's funny because Tom Watson, just a few years ago, in his 50s, had a chance to win the British Open. Had it won and just airmailed the green on the last hole. He needed a par to win it, and he got a bogey. So, old people doing stuff. How about that?
That's golf for you, too.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. In 1993, British Open men's golf, Royal St. George, Australian Greg Norman fires final round 64, which is 600, to win his second Open title, 2 strokes ahead of Englishman Nick Faldo.
Yeah, British Open's all over this because this is normally the time they have.
They're getting it in right now.
In 1994, the court upholds the NBA salary cap and draft rights, and once again, that's something that didn't used to happen. I mean, the teams just basically had the players they had, and that was it. You didn't see all the trades and stuff like that now, which in a way was good because I remember growing up, I knew my team every year. Now I don't even start till training camp's over. You know, I start figuring out who's playing.
All right, in 2008, I guess I got the tongue twister this time. In 2008, Billy Joel performs last of 2 concerts dubbed "The Last Play at Shea," the final concert event before demolition of the 1964 baseball stadium in Flushing Meadows, Queens, New York City. Featuring guests include Roger Daltrey, Tony Bennett, Garth Brooks, and Paul McCartney.
That's a pretty big lineup there, buddy. That's some names right there from history, from music history. Now, Shea Stadium, y'all know, being from Swansboro, you know the significance of that. That's why Shea Townsend, is he in the military now?
He is in the Coast Guard.
That's what I thought. I thought I'd seen that. You preceded him when he left Swansboro, but he was named for Shea Stadium.
Yep.
And I had him on the show one time, and I said, just be glad your dad wasn't a big fan of Wrigley Field or Fenway Park. You'd have gone through life being called Fenway.
Anyway.
Who had that one? That was you?
Yeah. No,
Okay.
I'm up here.
Okay.
2018, Kawhi Leonard is traded to the Toronto Raptors in exchange for DeMar DeRozan. Jacob, that one.
Yeah,
Polte.
whatever. I don't know that one.
And protected 2019 first-round draft pick.
And some of these big NBA trades are crazy. What was it? Is it Durant that just went for about like 12 people?
Was it?
So that was, I think it involved like 17,
moves in one way or another.
moves,
Yeah, between all the teams. Yeah,
and the
That's
picks
crazy.
and everything too. Yeah.
It's like years ago, Herschel Walker.
Yep.
Herschel Walker won the Dallas Cowboys their Super Bowls by not being on the team. Not because he was bad, but because they built their whole team by trading him.
That's
They
what
got
made Jerry Jones famous.
Oh yeah, they got the three big ones. They got Aikman, Emmitt Smith, and Michael Irvin. Those three, one at each position. And then that was one of the things that David Tepper did that may be the maddest of all. I think Bryce Young is going to be a good quarterback. He's coming on.
Yeah.
But he was not worth 6 draft picks.
No.
You don't mortgage your future over that one player. We're finally recovered. The last pick was this past draft. So it's finally done and in our rearview mirror. They finally realized Dan Morgan's come in, and he was there a little before when you were there. Yeah. But he's the general manager now, former linebacker there. He's come in and kind of stabilized things and got them realizing that you got to have them picks, to keep continuity going. All right, the last one here, excuse me. That T's backing up on me. In 2021, another British Open here. British Open men's golf at Royal St. George's Golf Club. American Colin Morikawa becomes the first male in history to win his debut at 2 major sporting events. He won the 2020 PGA Championship, and he beat Jordan Spieth by 2 strokes there at the British Open. So he jumped right in with feet first, didn't he?
Yeah.
And unfortunately, hadn't done a whole lot since. I was hoping he'd be one of the next great American hopes, but he's
still may.
He's still doing good, yeah. With golf, you never know.
Yeah.
And you can have one that's just struggling, all of a sudden they put it together, like Rory McIlroy, the guy from, I guess is he English?
Did it too.
I don't know if he's English or Scottish, whatever, but he's from the United Kingdom, and he has struggled the last couple of years, but all of a sudden now he's back winning again, and he's definitely a factor here right now. McIlroy is on the leaderboard too. So let's go back into. I'm trying to find my thing here again. Talk about your schedule. We talked about how far did we get? Just the first game?
Yeah, first week.
All right, let's go to week number 2. Who you got then?
Week number 2, we got Pamlico. They're coming to us as home game again.
Now they've totally restructured, haven't they? Their coaches and everything.
Yeah, they've done the same thing. There was a lot of restructuring, coaches changing, and things like that. So it'll be interesting to see, who they are, what they're about, and stuff too. So
did they get? Didn't they get a couple coaches from Havelock?
Yeah,
that left and went up there.
Yeah.
So Pamlico's coming to you. So your first 2 games are home.
Yep.
We talked about you got a pretty good home schedule.
Yeah, we got the home swing this year, so it's good for those seniors. They get a lot of games in front of the home crowd.
Now is week 3 your first road trip?
Yeah, you wouldn't call it that. It's down the road. We got White Oak.
Yeah, that's not a bad road trip to have. I mean, obviously they've ruled the Coastal Conference the last 3 years.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
tough team to play, but you don't have to travel as far though.
No, yeah. They're gonna be good. They'll be good. And they lost some firepower in their run game, but I don't remember the guy that was the kid that was behind Maggio, but he was pretty good too. So I know they got
Maggio was a really good one. He led the state in rushing, didn't he?
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either until last week. I did not realize that.
Good for him. I think he's at Catawba. Is that where he went?
Yeah, he went on to play in the college level. Yeah. He's working up. So your first 3 games, I'm looking for your first open day. You don't have an open day for a while, do you?
Yeah, our open falls in conference is October 10th.
So you only have 1 open date.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Moving on then to the next week. You're at White Oak, the 3rd week, and then the next week, September 12th,
back home.
Back home against East Carteret, another local rival.
Yeah.
You guys played them since the dawn of time.
Yeah, we let PJ's good people out there. Coach Frazier, he does a really good job with those guys. So we're excited to play them too.
Is there anything that y'all play for that one?
No,
Is the
I
Croatan
think
game the only one?
Croatan's
Okay.
the Ben and Jerry Bowl. I think back in the day before my time, I'm pretty sure East and Swansboro had something, but it just hasn't been in.
I know they play for the Mullet Bucket, East and West.
Yeah, they do. Yep.
The famous Mullet Bucket. So speaking of Croatan, you got them the next week, September 19th.
Yep.
And it's home again against Croatan. So you got a 3-game homestand there. That's pretty nice for 3 weeks in a row. But then the problem with that is you finish up on the road.
We're gonna finish on the road.
So you got Croatan. That's the Ben and Jerry's Bowl. How did that go last year?
Croatan got us last year.
Did they?
Yeah, they got us last year. But
So they're the possessors of the.
They
of
have the
bowl
trophy
right
at
now.
the moment. I'm sure we're looking forward to repainting it from that dreadful gold color.
Do you do that every time? It changes hands?
Yeah.
So it's just like the victory bell between Carolina and Duke.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
They put that ugly dark blue on it when they win it. Then you are home against West Carteret. Nothing with West Carteret?
No,
they're pretty close too.
They're
yeah.
close too, but I think their mullet bowl or mullet bucket down there is probably their thing. We haven't really locked in with them on.
And I guess most of them just have one thing like that.
Yeah.
Like you would think Richlands and Southwest would have had something all the years.
Maybe you can work that out.
They're a pretty big. I'm trying to think what you could do for them. They're a pretty big rival. Then you go to now you're in the conference schedule starting with Croatan, right?
Correct. Croatan's open.
All right, so Croatan and West Carteret are your first 2 conference games at home. Then you go on the road at Dixon. Kelly Davis has got that crowd down there turned in the right direction. I think.
Yeah, he's turned it around. Done a really good job. They're really stout for us in the past couple of years. So we're excited to play them too. But yeah, he's definitely turned it around out there.
Well, they did some redistricting between Dixon and redistricting
Southwest.
is different than realignment between Dixon and Southwest. A year or so ago. Otherwise, they would have been. They're 5A now, right?
Yeah.
They would have been probably 6A.
Yeah.
And that's a big difference when you start talking about playoffs. And you guys are right on the cusp of just into 6A.
Yep.
All right. Then you have your open date.
Yep.
Because you're going to need 2 weeks because you got Havelock coming. I mean, Havelock is what it is.
Yeah.
Havelock's always a football power. They've redone some of their coaching staff, so I'm curious to see how they come out this year. We talked about the coaches, 2 coaches going to Pamlico. Is their head coach still the same guy?
I have no idea.
I don't either.
I have no idea.
Actually, I can click on this. Thanks to
to
Carolina Preps, it should tell me. Says Brent Wooten. He was the coach last year, right? Yeah, so same guy apparently. But they do have Caleb King still on staff, listed on here. What was the whole deal with that?
I don't. Again,
It was
I
something
didn't
to
get
do
involved
with
all
the
that.
school board. Yeah, in
I heard rumbles
Craven
of it
County.
and everything, but it's not. It didn't involve the Pirates, so I didn't involve myself. So.
Yeah. Your name's Bennett. You weren't in it, right?
Yeah, there you go.
After that, you got Havelock. Of course, they're Havelock, and it's you do have them at home though. That's good.
Yeah,
that's gonna be a good gate. Too.
I know their history and who they are and what they've done and everything. But me and my guys, my staff, and the kids over there, we go by one motto: you put your pants on the same way you do. Let's go.
And you want to win every game.
Put the ball down. Let's play.
I love a coach that wants to, no matter who they're playing, we're gonna win. We're gonna win this game.
Correct.
Yeah.
I ain't going into no game thinking we ain't doing any less than winning that thing.
Now, did you guys play Northside last year?
We did, but it was
played
non-conference.
Yeah. So Northside's in the conference. You'll be at Northside October 24th.
Yep.
You only got the one open day. That's October 10th.
Yep.
So October 24th at Northside. Any idea what they got going on this year? I know Coach Pollock was really young last year, so I think they're probably
we've
obviously older.
Run up against them a few times in a few different setups here, getting prepared. Our kids in Onslow County all play together in the OTS 7-on-7 league. So we've seen some of his guys. He's seen some of ours. They're young, but they're upcoming. He's got some talent, man. I mean, they're going to be a stout opponent, but we feel about the same way about ourselves. But he's doing a great thing over there. Coach Pollock's a good coach.
And you guys had a big senior class league last year.
We did.
I know the basketball team lost the whole thing, so I assume you guys had some other seniors. Now, did you have any basketball players play football?
That's a sore subject.
I had heard that, and that's why I brought it up.
No.
You know me, I gotta ask.
No, listen.
They're like, you can't play basketball.
No one ever told them that. They were they were encouraged to play.
Because that was the rumor.
But
I wanted
you got to think about
debunk
what they
that,
had on the plate there. I mean, I of course I want all athletes playing for my sport.
Especially that one big dude, man. That one guy, that's a tight end all over right there,
for
buddy.
Sure.
And with his athletic ability, all you do is high point it, and he can just go get it.
But they had the basketball pipe dream things that they were following, and as a coaching staff, we respected that and wanted them to pursue that.
And they did really well.
Yeah. And there's always that thing in the back of your head. What if I get hurt and I can't play basketball? So I understand where they were coming from. But yeah, man, I sure would have loved to have them on the team.
Yeah.
But there's nobody telling them they can't do anything. We encourage all of our athletes at Swansboro to play every sport they want.
And some of them just get to that one sport where they want to spend their off season doing that sport,
Correct,
like the travel basketball. A good example in Onslow County is a little before your time here, Rookie Davis, but you know who he is.
I know Rookie Davis.
Made it in the majors, got pulled up, through the minor leagues and the majors with the Reds, the Pirates, some other teams, and he was a baseball player.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a big dude.
Yeah.
Could you imagine them Dixon teams with him at quarterback?
Yeah.
But then again, who knows? Might have hurt that arm and not did it. So baseball was his thing, but so many people down there were like, man,
only if, right?
we'd love to have that big dude playing
You
football,
You only get 4 short years to play all the sports you
right.
can, so I encourage them all to play everything.
I agree, and it's just dependent on how the kid's wired.
Correct.
Some of them, like Kendrick Burney years ago, wanted to play everything. If there was more sports he could have played, if they'd let him play volleyball, he'd have played. He wanted to play. He was good at everything.
Yeah.
And some of them just don't want to do all the extra sports. But a lot of coaches, college level and stuff, I've just heard some of them say, I love those multi-sport guys.
Yeah.
Just because it changes their whole dynamic about. Sometimes, I don't know if you got any kids in baseball, but some of this baseball stuff is all year long.
Yeah.
And you just you're hoping they don't get burnt out.
Burnout has got to be a true factor in that.
That's the one thing about football is you don't see many football tournaments in the spring. They're still working on their drills and stuff, but it's not like they're gone on travel
you can't really
football
have that competition
teams.
or that contact. Yeah.
It's not that type thing. Yeah, competition or the contact in football all year long will be brutal.
Yeah.
So then you finish up at Richlands on Halloween.
Yeah, we got that Halloween.
Yeah, when you get up there, ask them about the Halloween game in 2003.
2003?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because Halloween night, it's going to be football this year.
Yeah.
That's going to be pretty interesting, some of the matchups. Now, really, is Richland, out of all these teams, I would say Croton's probably your biggest rival, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Out of the conference teams.
Yeah.
So it would be nice if you guys could end it with them, but you can't always. I imagine they're probably in it with West Carteret, if I had to guess.
We don't have control over all their. That's done by the ADs when they pick the conference.
Well, you know how it is. They always try and pick a rivalry game at the end. Actually, Croton's ended with Dixon. So it's kind of funny, and they might work that out in the next couple of years, trying to get more lineup with rivals like you guys ended with Croton and Dixon and Richlands or something like that. Northside Havelock would be a good closing game.
Yeah.
That might be who they ended with anyway. But
like college, how Alabama ends with Auburn, South Carolina.
yeah, exactly. Duke and Carolina, which they don't do that anymore, but that was always a good, in my opinion, even though there was years where they weren't on the same level, Duke and Carolina, no matter what sport it is.
Oh yeah, for
football.
Sure. That's goes without saying.
I heard Carolina State, I guess, are the ones that end it now. So Northside and Havelock will be ending the year. So out of the conference, obviously the Pirates are going to win the conference.
That's what we're shooting for.
Northside, you think probably Havelock in the mix too, obviously, just based on their previous pedigree.
Well, I can't speak for them. I don't know what they got going on.
I know, but you know what you've seen. I would think Croton.
I think there's a lot of stout competition in our conference this year.
Croton, West Carteret, yeah, Northside. Like I said, they're up and coming, so it's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
It's going to be different with the new conferences and the new alignment. How does it going to work for the playoffs? Do you know how many teams will make the playoffs from each? Or are they still a work in progress?
Well, when it comes to that, there's nothing set in stone until it's set in stone. So they haven't set nothing in stone yet, so it's always up for debate. But I have no clear direction at this moment how they're going to do it. I hope.
I know a question I want to ask you because I just heard this for the first time last week.
Uh-oh.
Is it true that conference champions has no meaning anymore?
That's that's the word on the street.
Isn't that crazy?
That's how that's not going to bear into it. But I can't imagine you're going to have a conference champ that gets overlooked to go to playoffs if they beat their conference. But it theoretically could happen.
It theoretically could happen. Hypothetically, you could have a weak conference where no team makes the playoffs.
Yeah, and stuff don't matter. Yeah.
And, it could happen where, say, you got one of these teams like, especially maybe the 1A. Well, not 1A, everybody's going to make the playoffs just about. But you could have a conference that is so weak and maybe only like a 6-team conference, and nobody in that conference can make the playoffs because of their RPI, because it's going strictly on RPI this year. So you could have actually this could happen. You could have a number 2 team be the top seed in the East over a conference champion.
Correct.
Because maybe they played really tough non-conference, only lost that one game in conference, something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, actually, it wouldn't matter if they lost the one game. Because they're going by RPI.
Yeah.
Well, no, they'd have to lose to
a little bit. Yeah.
So it could be some squirrely stuff
But
this year.
it's never. Yeah, this one's going to be interesting when we get to that point. But
Yeah.
I'm not looking that far ahead just yet. We're looking. I tell
We
our
ain't
guys
even
1
week
week at a
one. Yeah,
time.
yeah,
1
we
week
gotta
at a
do it.
time. 1 minute at a time.
So anything you want to plug before we go? Any fundraisers you guys got going on?
Well, yeah.
Your booster club. It's called the Century Club.
Yeah, we have Century
But they
Club.
help all your sports. So
Correct.
I give that plug to every team when they come on there. Help your high school's booster clubs, your Century clubs, whatever each one's called. That's what does a lot of the extra stuff out there. Everything can't come from the county anymore.
No.
And it doesn't.
No.
So
We've pulled from our own personal accounts and have wives looking at us a little funky sometimes.
Yeah.
But we can do what we got to do for these kids. And yeah, definitely our Century Club. We have a couple of things that are helping if you're interested and want to help Swansboro football out. We have a couple of groups and parents in there that are heading that for us there, for food and things like that as we get into travel. We'll get everything the guys need, but every little bit helps as we go through this thing. But we have a great group of parents and community that's always behind us and always willing to help. So we usually do really well there in getting the kids what they need to have a successful season.
And the Century Club at Swansboro too includes the middle school.
Yeah, correct.
So if you get a pass, it includes both of them. So a lot of parents have kids in both, so that's very beneficial. I'm going to ask you this question and kind of pick your brain on this.
Okay.
Teddy Bridgewater, you know what I'm getting ready to talk
I know
about.
Teddy. Yeah.
Did a lot of things for his kids because he has the means to do it from his NFL days. That he ended up getting suspended because he was basically what they said giving improper benefits to his kids. I understand that everything he did was helping those kids because there's some kids that couldn't, they needed rides, things like that. But you got to still go by the rules because say Teddy Bridgewater was in the same conference as you, and coming from his background, he's got that more money to spend and stuff. It makes it kind of unfair, and you almost would have players, wanting to jump ship. I'm gonna go play with Teddy because Teddy give me a ride and feed me, and so you got to be. I understand what he did, and it was a great thing, and I don't think he did it in any intentions to be wrong. But don't you kind of understand the rules and why they're there?
Yeah, I love Teddy, and I understand exactly. He's a guy who wears a heart on his sleeve, and I think everything he did with the best intentions.
Yeah.
I don't think
for his players.
Correct.
Yeah.
I don't think he was doing anything malintent. Like I'm gonna do this so these kids come over to my school. I don't think he had that intention at all.
But that could be the end result.
But that's the way it's perceived, and perception is reality. So.
And maybe even if it's not perceived that way, that could still be the end result based on what the kids think.
Correct.
The way
the kids see it that way. Yeah. That's their perception. Is if I go over here, I'm going to get that too, right? So, and that's not really what he was trying to do. I don't feel like I can't speak for him, but I know in him the way I have, and he's not that guy.
He was just doing it for the players.
He was just doing it because.
But that's why the rule's there, I guess. And it was in the Miami area.
Correct.
And I'm pretty sure they probably have open enrollment in Miami. You're not going to have
that's an issue.
up Fire Tower Road is a line between Richlands and Southwest high schools in Miami. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so big that I'm sure they can go wherever they want, and that's the problem you run into. Like in Mecklenburg County, say you had Luke Kuechly start coaching the team, and all of a sudden he's giving them rides and massage, paying for trainers for them and stuff.
Yeah,
I
don't get your massages.
Well, yeah,
but
that'd be Deshaun Watson's thing. But sorry.
But yeah, no, I think he did it with best intentions. But the rules are there for that reason, and that's just I guess what you could say at this point in time, that was a rookie mistake.
It was, but like I said, I don't think he ever thought about doing it. Was what he was doing was
he
wrong.
Didn't think it through
because he wasn't doing it for personal gain or any kind of thing. He was doing it to help his kids.
Correct.
And that's why it comes off as being such a bad rule. But it has to be something in place. I mean, look at what the money has done to college athletics right now. It's just about ruined it.
Yeah.
The colleges that can come up with NIL money, they're the ones getting studs. And it's just weird. Did you ever think you see college athletics to where they recruit existing players before they did high school players?
Man, I went to a ton of camps this year with our guys and stuff as they go to these prospect camps, and you see those numbers dwindling away a little bit of these prospect camps because the kids are figuring that out. Like we're last in line. You got that portal, you got JUCO, you got academies, all that before you get to a high school kid.
Yeah.
So they're figuring that out too. So I don't know how the shape of the world is going to change for high school athletes, but it's definitely different.
I mean, look at the number one pick this year in the NFL draft, Cam Ward.
Yeah.
He started off at a smaller school, and he transferred 3 times.
Yeah.
to
get to where,
to get to where he is.
He's. I've never seen a player. I've seen players sit out bowl games. Actually, Christian McCaffrey started all that, and I don't like that either. But I understand, I guess. but I've never seen one say I'm playing until halftime, until I get my record and then quit.
And I quit.
That would have been
Sitting
tough
out,
for me. I'm like, no, you're not. You're either in or you're out, you know. And
The way of the world, though.
The way we're wired from a different generation, though, it'll be tough for us to leave our teammates like that.
Correct.
But nowadays, it's all about it's money.
Yeah.
And that's
You're
what's
not
driving
wrong.
everything.
You're not wrong.
So you got anything else you want to mention before we go?
No, I'm just excited to get this thing going. Appreciate you guys having us here, but yeah, we're excited to get our season up and running. Year 2 for me. I'm building off of last year for sure. We had
You learned a lot the first
learned
year,
a lot
yeah.
at first year. We're building off a lot of good energy from these the kids we got out there. We're a younger team, but we still got quite a few seniors. We're pegged to have somewhere between 15 to 18 seniors, so we should be led pretty good. Yeah, it's not all these seniors have been here for 4 years with us.
What you guys run on offense?
Got the ball.
Not going to tell everybody.
Oh, no.
They are there. The other coaches are. No. I mean, more of a spread team, or are you more?
We're more of a balanced set
Balanced
now. We
team.
used to be air raid back in the day, but that system is great when it's great and bad when it's bad. So we're more of a balance.
You remember
now.
Larry Fedora?
Oh yeah, I do.
Larry Fedora come to Carolina. He said, "Man, we're gonna be so fast. We can fast break offense. Well, that's good if you score.
Yeah.
If you're 3 and out, then your defense is sucking wind from 3 counties already, and they're back on the field in 30 seconds. We called it. I'm still a Carolina fan, but we called it the fastest 3 and out in history.
Oh my gosh.
You'd be over there on defense. I was like, what? We gotta go back in. As long as you kept moving, it was fine. But that fast break offense, you got to have a little break in there.
Let's just hope as Carolina fans, let's hope Belichick can get some stuff.
Oh man, it was on ESPN, so I can say it. They were talking about Shohei Ohtani, and how his agent, went through a bookie and all that stuff, and that you probably saw the ESPYs too. You know what I'm getting ready to say, but he said, and the comedian said, "Bookie, isn't that what Belichick reached to his girlfriend at night? I'll read you a little bookie before we go to bed," because she's 20, 40, 73.
Yeah.
It got some. Yeah, that probably got one of his biggest laughs of the night. Yeah. So moving on, let's thank our sponsors before we go. I want to thank National Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, the Jacksonville Ospreys. Don't forget doubleheaders tonight and tomorrow night at the Osprey Nest. Does that mean I'm done? They're coming to get us, coming to take us away. CNS Paint, Ron Choate and Victor Case. Golden Corral, Mr. Billy Sewell in the crowd. Rock Creek Golf and Country Club. Go out there and see Rick Morton and the gang. And, man, golf courses are in good shape right now. They've had some rain.
Oh, the rain,
so,
yeah.
I would not like to be the grass mowers right now. How's that going with you guys for the summer? Are you mowing it like every other day?
Oh, man, that thing gets at least twice a week. And then our game field is in really good shape, though. It's coming along. It takes a beating with lacrosse, but it's coming back, so I'm excited for that, too. It looks good right now.
Well, but, yeah, all those people that criticize the coaches, y'all don't do nothing during the summer. You have nothing to do.
Sitting on the beach.
Yeah, all day long you're sitting on that grass on that lawnmower.
Yeah.
Jones Onslow EMC, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative. Jones LP Gas, located in Verona. Do you guys have LP gas cylinders, like a gas grill? $11 to replace the 20-pound cylinders on Fridays. So $11. You can't beat that to refill them. Southern Touch Painting, Roger Carroll and his gang. Fountain Management, Miss Sandra Fountain. Onslow County Motor Company, Ben Beasley and his crew. Barnes Diamond Gallery, that's Miss Lindsay Jarman. Lane Associates Family Dentistry, Doctors Tommy and Kim Morgan. Bartley Insurance Services, Bill Mercer, who's coming up on a show. We're going to have about a little special thing going on. So we're going to plug that here probably next week, too, to let everybody know about the Mercer show coming up. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, thank you to them for keeping our air conditioners running because we need them right now. Racing Report is powered by Onslow County Motor Company, Ben Beasley and his crew. And Downey's Heating and Air Conditioning sponsors our Jacksonville Osprey Report. And thanks once again to Helen's Kitchen and Billy Grissett. We're going to tear up a couple more of those Billy Bowls before we leave. Hollywood, thank you for all you do. Everybody have a great weekend. We'll see you next Friday on Sports Talk.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
At Progressive, we love sports and saving you money, so we bundled them together.
Top of the 7th looks like a pitching change as they've set up for a corner kick. The 2 black belts have entered the mat, and the slider is low and away. He heads the ball to midfield. This is quite a kumite. Here comes the roundhouse. Has it got enough gas to get out of here? Unbelievable! They've bundled their home and auto insurance with Progressive. Kick Savings Pitch Karate.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Hi, my name is Alani. A little thing I like about the Spicy Deluxe sandwich is that you taste the crunch, you taste the pepper jack cheese melting, and you taste the spicy flavors in the sandwich. I'm telling you, 10 out of 10.
Hi, my name's Enrique. A little thing I love about Chick-fil-A's Spicy Deluxe Sandwich is you get that rich flavor of the chicken and definitely that